Trending right now. 64 gives Jesus a high five. Hashtag on IG.
Hello, this is the Lowrider Podcast by Streetlow Magazine, and I'm the host, Gilbert Chavez. I got two special guests with me today, and this is a little bit different of what we do with lowriding, but it is part of lowriding. It's been part of lowriding for many years, and it has to do with car hopping. So today we have two guests, and they're from the Hop Shop, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Daniel Jimenez, Hayward, California. Hop Shop Hayward.
Thomas Jimenez from Hayward, California.
Right on. Well, the first thing I want to start with you guys is how long you guys been into it? Into car hopping? Because I know, like I said, to me, it's a big part of lowriding. Car hopping has been a big part of lowriding. And it's like a lot of people don't take it too serious, but I think it's a serious business. But,
It's definitely separate from lowriding.
Right,
lowriding,
right.
There's hopping.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. It's something that I think it's a part of lowriding, and without lowriding, hopping wouldn't exist. To tell you the truth, because that's people put the hydraulics into their cars to make them look nice and stuff,
Right.
during the 70s.
Yeah,
But I know Tommy here was helping me out a long time ago, but you've been doing this way before.
Yeah, the hydraulic scene came in, cars going up and down, low profile. Then after a while, people just started adding more to their cars, and finally now it's really extreme.
Right. But the Hop Shop, when did you guys start Hop Shop?
Well, Hop Shop's something more recent. Dad, how long you been actually hopping in comp scene?
Well, my first hop, I think it was back in 88. Out
88.
in Manteca at a car hop, hopping against Rudy Del Toro.
Okay, in 88.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I opened a shop, being a good friend, Wally Freitas. We opened up T&W back in 89.
Okay.
And that's actually when Daniel was born in 89.
Yeah, when I started the magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. So you're 26.
Yeah, I'm 35.
35? No, but in 89. I'm 98. I'm tripping out. Okay, so you guys are way further than me. Okay, 89. Okay, shoot. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. So back in 89, that's when the whole Lowrider magazine, all that stuff was going pretty hard at the time, And I remember that the whole mini truck thing, bed dancing, all that stuff was going hard.
Yeah.
So but the shop itself is just something recent, right?
I opened up shop, I want to say 10 years ago, give or take.
10 years ago?
When I opened up shop up here, but I've been helping out a good friend, Mikey, who's now MK Garage
Right.
out in L.A. He's the original Hop Shop with that kind of deal.
Right on.
And he was up here for a while. I was under his wing in Sacramento. He helped me out. My dad gave me a good foot in the door. Big Mikey helped me out as well. And then when he left, obviously there was still customers we had out here, so I kind of took over what we had going on. And just been running with it since then. Got a good crew of people, good team.
Right.
They're all family to us.
Right on. Well, my main thing is I want to tell everybody. I'm trying to get everybody together because we just had our car hop, in memory of Polly, right here at the Santa Clara Fairgrounds, and the cash prize money was pretty big for everybody to come out, and try to encourage more people, more hoppers to come out, and that's my whole thing is I'm trying to get people from everywhere to come out, from other states to come out. And, I want to make it fair for the car hoppers as it is also for promoters out there, because we know that there's some promoters out there that are janky promoters that, will put out the name and put out their prize money and not give out that prize money and trying to but my main thing is I want to create like an actual, like a kind of like some rules for cash prize money for it to be fair for the promoter and for the car hoppers themselves when they come out. Because I've seen like some deals where the car hoppers come out and, sometimes how we'd have to sit there and kind of like figure out, okay, there's not enough hoppers. We got to create the categories to see, how we're going to mix them. And I'd rather not do too much of that. I'd rather just, kind of like if there's single hoppers, single pump hoppers, double pump hoppers, whether there's a radical or street, create those classes, and then that's it. Now, if there has to be kind of like if we have to all bunch them up together and put them in a different category, that should be like call it a freestyle category, car freestyle hop. And it's kind of hard, right?
It is very hard. But right now, when you're trying to bring places all in here from different states and areas, it's going to be hard to make the classes work because like NorCal Street is different than LA Street, which is different than Arizona, which is different than Vegas. Some people have started coming up with the times. Things have been getting better up here. Obviously, like me and my team, we've started we've been traveling, right. And we understand what it takes to compete with other areas. Not everybody up here has been that and seen that, right. So it's kind of hard to make a class or categories that fit everybody at this moment. Now, can we do it? Absolutely. Right. Just going to take a little bit of thinking and sitting down and actually trying to figure out
what's fair for everybody.
Exactly.
Right.
Because at this show, there was a couple cars. Like there was a double pump street car from Del Toro out of Gilroy. Right. He's a street class on the suspension. Everything's stock. Well, then there's also all the single pumps that are stock. Single pumps don't want to go against double pumps usually. It's very rare that you'll get somebody that says, yeah, let's do it. Right. There's not too many double pump street cars, so now what do we do with Del Toro? Do we just tell them, hey, bro, sorry, thank you for coming? Or
I think that's the reason why some rules should be put together.
Right.
So they know when they're coming to the show, they know what to look at. These are the rules, whether we put them on our website or hand them out at every car hop. The rules to say these are rules. This is what we expect of you, and what you're going to expect of us. Mm-hmm. There's not going to be no, hey, well, I didn't know. Well, now you know.
One of the shows that we sponsored when I first opened up shop was Sam's Hamburgers. Used to have a hop and a toy drive. Our good friend Shane threw that. Right. When we sponsored, and I had paid for a few different video people to come out and film. Everything that we advertised with, the flyer was one side. On the back side was the set of rules. Right. And if you got a flyer, you got the set of rules. Right. And but there was, like you said, there was a set of rules. There was 1 to a class. We weren't tripping on 3 to a class. Our things coming from the hopper side is we've been there and been the only hopper. Right. And hey, if you're the only one that shows up for your class and first place was $1,000. We gave him $1,000, which we did. I think Radical at the time, nobody showed up for Radical. Right. And one person ended up catching on, signed up for Radical, got $1,000. Right. When we sponsored our hops, the money we put out there, $5,000 was I think one hop, and then $7,000 was the other hop. Right. That money was gone. I'm giving that away regardless. I don't care who shows up, whether it was one car, whether it was 2 cars. Right. I'm giving it out. Right, that money to me was already gone because I'm trying to just put on the best show I can. Right. And I think we had Vegas come out that time. Dan from High Hitters had came out. Fresno. Couple local area guys, obviously. Right.
Santa Rosa.
Yeah. Team 707. Right. Jesse and his crew out there.
Where's all these guys at?
Yeah, retired.
All retired. So they had nobody to continue their legacy or nothing, huh?
I mean, like Team 707, they're still around. I still talk to Jesse. Just more recently, I actually moved out that way, so talk to him a little more now. Right. I know there's still plenty of local people. They're switched up out of San Jose that came out. They've been coming out the last year, getting their feet together underneath them. Right. They're doing good. Del Toro's obviously been around for many years. Right. They're still out. His kids are out doing it now. They got 2 or 3 cars.
Got 3 generations, I believe, out there hopping.
Well, they've been the only ones that have came to our shows. Like literally, they've been the only ones. They'll come regardless, Right. And that's what has tripped me out. Like even though, however the payout is, because sometimes our payouts are 500, 300, and they would come out. They didn't care. They always came out, even if there was the only ones or 2 cars, 3 cars. They've always came out, and to me, that's kind of like. That's why I tripped out on other cars. Like other cars don't want to come out. Like, oh no, they're gonna be there. That's why to me it's kind of like
some are in it for the money. Right. There's some people come out and hop for money. Oh, the prize money ain't there. We're not hopping. Right. I've traveled to LA at 3 a.m. to go hop somebody on a street hop. We went, met up at the Home Depot parking lot, hopped, turned around, came right back.
That was Palmdale, right?
Yeah, it was Lancaster.
Palmdale,
one of the 2. Some were far.
There was no money in it.
No money at all.
Right.
You know, for this hopping stuff, some people like us, we do it for the love of it, for the respect of it.
Right.
We don't need a show to get to it. We don't need a event to get to it.
Right.
You know, last week on Wednesday, I got a phone call from Ricky from Low Bottoms in San Diego. Me and him have been going back and forth with our cars.
Right.
Hey, is your Impala fixed? No. I said, it's been busted from Vegas. Tucked in the corner, not even worried about it. Right. All right, well, cool. I'm coming on Saturday to bust your ass. Fuck.
So get that shit going.
You know what I mean? So then,
right.
you know, and it took away from the shop time. We're trying to get customer cars done because when we set up for a show, we're not just one car. We're 4, 5, 6 cars.
Right.
And so it takes sometimes a week to get ready, 2 weeks to get ready. It depends. And so it does take away from my customers.
Right.
Well, took 3 days away from my customers getting that car ready. Right. Chest plate caved in, suspension all messed up. Pulled the motor out. You know, there was a lot of work to do to it. Car didn't work like it was supposed to, but we still went out there and hopped. They ended up showing up 6 o'clock Saturday. Had a San Jose showed up. A couple of our team showed up. Chad with Bloodbath, Junior with the Monte Carlo. And, you know, we go up there, just have a good old time. We get our hop on, talk our shit. They loaded up. They ended up going to Sacramento the next day, hopped at Chinaman's house, and then went home all the way to San Diego.
Yeah, shit, that's what's up, man.
There's some people for the money, and there's some people for the respect of things.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, to me, I feel like them coming out to a car show, like you say, it's not about the money. Sometimes it's the respect or just showing other people. Especially, I'm trying to hopefully encourage more people to get into it, and even people are just watching you guys. You're gonna sit there and say, you know, I got the money to do this. I could do this too. And probably hit one of you guys up. Hey, man, I need to buy pumps. I need to buy this. I need to buy that. That's why, to me, it's very important that everybody kind of like gets together and like I said, make some rules. If that's like you said, some of the guys are in it for the money. Yeah, that's cool.
And there's different ways to go about it. Obviously, when there's sometimes like John from Triple H runs the hops. Some people in certain areas feel things are a little biased. Right. When I run hops out here, some people feel they're a little biased. Right. Unfortunately, when you have a team running a hop, like myself, I'm going to base a lot of cars based off how I build them, how I see them, how I see a street car, how I see a super street. Right. It makes things a little funky sometimes for other people. Right. I do try to cut it as fair as I can. I've called my own team on a loss when it was a loss. Right. Just recently, King of the Streets last year for the Chevy class. Right. Ourself as well as Six Side from LA have tied on inches. Any other team could have probably called it an extra inch for their team, and hey, we won. Right. Man, we called it down the middle and we let it be what it was. Right. We ended up having a hop at the end where we both just battled it out, went till the cars died. Right. I was hitting the switch on one car. I focus on my car when I'm doing that. At the end, I looked around. Nobody had an idea of who won. Now that the videos are out, it was a clear winner. Our car had won. Right. But we called it how we could that day. Right. But coming out with rules, it would be good. Right. It is something good to set in stone. Like Frank's just had 150 hoppers with 15 classes. God damn. And
you're making up classes as it goes, or
Frank's thing is trying to make it fair for everybody. Right, in a sense of, like I said, there's Stock Street, Super Street. He finally started numbering them, which I hate that streets in every single class. I hate that. Right. Yeah, so he had 15 classes. It took him a while to get it organized and set up. He finally zelled me 2-3 weeks later on the class we won, but we got zelled. Right.
I mean, I like to make it more, like, make it special, bro. Like, you know, there's only 6 cars. That's it. We're not going to bring in 50 cars or 60 cars because Los Angeles, you know, you got to give it to them. That's like the mecca of lowriding out there, man. You know, Sonny at the time's called San Jose or Northern California the capital of lowriding, but in a sense it was and it has been because we've always organized everything that we can organize to make it happen. The mecca is definitely Los Angeles. They have everything. Every time we did a show out there, I'm telling you, like 50, 60 hoppers would show up, 70 hoppers. It got to a point where they kept hopping. We're like, man, it gets boring. You know, there's no excitement. Like, you know, to me, it's like I even got to the point where, like, you know, because I know some promoters that don't want to do a car hop somewhere. They're like, they're just out there arguing and they want to, you know, they're just trying to peel money off of us more and more, and they want us to open up more classes. And, you know, I kind of see their point of view because I am a promoter, but then I also see kind of the point of view of you guys because you guys are builders and you guys are building these cars that cost money to build them.
It does. And when you got, okay, somebody passes you up on the freeway on a motorcycle doing a wheelie, you're like, hey, that's cool.
Right.
You throw them behind barricades and now they're a part of your show. Right. Usually they get paid.
Right.
You know, and as a hopper, that's all we want.
Right.
You know, I mean.
Well, that's where I think where the car shops need to step up and put out some cash and actually build some teams, because at one time they wanted to create an actual sport, and it's not a sport if you're not making tons of money behind it. I mean, these guys are building these racing cars and dumping $150K into a motor. You know, like, and you look at the motor like, wait a minute, we just rebuilt one for $4,000. What's so special what they're doing? Well, they got aluminum this, aluminum that, and I get it. To me, I think in order for car hopping to ever become a sport, there has to be not just hopping. There has to be more things added to it, and it has to be like a fun thing for the people to enjoy it. You know, gas hopping, car hopping, three-wheeling, limbo dancing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like create, because Lowrider Magazine, we're younger. I remember, they used to have the car dancing and shit, hopping on all fours, and I mean,
expensive.
You know,
expensive.
It did, and that's where I think a lot of the car shops should come in and say, you know what, let us be part of it, let us sponsor, let us get more people involved. Let's, you know, because I'm gonna tell you, it did get more expensive because less people are into it. But I guarantee you, if there's more people into it, it'll get a lot cheaper for everybody, because now the pumps got to get cheaper. Everything, because now you're not selling like 30 setups a week or a month. Now you're selling 200, because now you're selling 200. You got to be like the McDonald's of the hydraulic shops, you know, to create and build and push out. I'm just saying, just as a business person, you know, I you know.
And unfortunately, when it comes to trying to supply more, a lot of people end up outsourcing. They go to China.
Right.
And with China blocks, they're out there junk.
Right.
You know, I mean, you can't beat a in-house machine shop block. Like we're a Black Magic distributor. He makes all his blocks in-house. Right. So far, no issues. I put them in my hoppers. I run them with care. You know, everything works out. He has American wages to take care of.
Right.
You know what I mean? So unfortunately, things are only going to get so cheap. And when it comes to hopping, we could build you a hopper that will get you on the bumper today, and it might last you a week for cheap. Right. But when you want long term, you know, you're spending $15,000 on a frame wrap and suspension, you know, raw, powder coated. You know, $20,000 if you want chrome.
Right.
Then you got batteries. You could buy the $100 batteries or the $75 batteries.
Right.
Right now, the batteries that we like are the Odysseys. They're $450 a piece. Right. So now you times that by 12. You know what I mean?
No. Well, that's why, you know, but a lot of the sponsorships too, I think should be coming like from Monster, from, you know, like from Red Bull, from these companies that make billions of dollars off us, you know. And I'm saying off us because we all drink that stuff, man. We all are giving it to our kids, and everybody's drinking it. And I mean, I know we're not, but I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like, there's certain people out there, whether it's Budweiser or Coors or, you know, that's corporate money, man. And they want to spend money, and they put their money in other things. I think there has to be something. That's what I'm saying. It has to be something special when you put a show together just for car hopping, but at the same time, it has to be entertained. Mm-hmm. Where, you know, you got the car show going on, but at the same time, you know, I miss, you know, I would think would be dope as shit. You know, you bring in this green car, it looks like a goddamn grasshopper, and hop, and it looks like a grasshopper. And you bring a guy that dances and painted the colors of a bean, and look, it's a fucking jumping bean, you know, like to amuse the kids. I'm just saying, just to keep the young generation going, wow, this is crazy. One day I want to build a car like that. And bring the serious hoppers and do their thing with the beautiful chrome and engraved paints and all that stuff. And then you got the ones that just look like they're, you know.
The kids are getting into it on their own.
Right.
Right now, my daughter actually just started hopping recently. Our good friend Chad with Bloodbath, his Cadillac, 78 Cadillac. He's let her hit the switch. Junior's let her hit the switch, and she's out there having a ball with it. She lives for this now. She's getting to it. Right. Unfortunately for her. Right. She doesn't realize the future ahead of her with it. You know, it's a headache.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. What can we do to make it where it's well, shit, now she's making $150,000 hopping for, but what I'm trying to get at is all these other places and other sports are making all kinds of crazy money, but for somehow.
The corporate backing would be cool. It would be 100%. Like you're saying, Monster recently came out with a car.
Right.
And to be honest, it's not working out too good on our end of things.
Right.
They brought out a hopper. It hasn't hopped nobody.
Well, the thing is, they don't need to bring a hopper. They need to put out the money to have the hoppers hop. They're spending their money giving it. I get where they're saying that, we're gonna give to the community. We're gonna give $150,000 to this guy to hop this one car. It doesn't take $150K to build this car. It's gonna cost maybe to build a real nice one, paint and everything about $30,000. Where's the rest of that money? I'm just saying, just a hopper, nothing crazy, just a regular car hopper.
Right now, for a basic paint job, you're not getting a basic paint job under $15,000.
Well, it depends on who you're talking.
You know what I mean?
I know some guys in Tijuana that can do it for $500. I know you're talking, but I'm just saying, just
hoppers aren't what they used to be. A lot of times. Now, don't get me wrong. There is still some junk ones. One of mine included at the moment. My Radical hopper, it's falling apart, finally. But for the most part, people who are putting money into it, the normal hoppers of the day back, 90s and stuff like that, a 45-inch car was a world record car. Right. Nowadays, that's a daily driver.
Yeah, they're going 80 now. I see
81,
82. Yeah.
45 inches, 50 inches, that's normal now. You're not doing that. You're not hopping.
Right.
Right.
And you see, to me, the way I look at it too, this is just my own opinion of hoppers. I don't call you guys hoppers, bro. I call you guys switch hitters, because it takes a switch hitter to hop a car. I've seen a lot of hoppers that can't hop for shit, but then a switch hitter gets to it, they're fucking hitting.
It takes
skills. It takes skills. It takes, it's like, I don't know.
Timing and rhythm.
Yeah, right. And that to me has, like, I want to create a different category in car hopping. I want give it to switch hitters, not just a car hopper, but a switch hitter himself. Because there's guys out there that I know when they hit the switch off any car, they're just, whoa, what the fuck? This car could do that? This guy over here was hitting, it was fucking wiggling going up. This guy's solid hit, But that to me, that's why I want to get everybody together. And I mean, maybe, shit, I could call in some places and figure out what we could do to have them to come to our show. Because our show's pretty big. It gets big, especially during June. I know in October, it's a little harder for us because of politics that was going in there. But now they're giving us our June show back, June 22nd for next year. And it becomes a big, big show. Mm-hmm. But I think even the area we're hopping, I don't think it's big enough. I think we need to move it to the back.
May have to.
And if we move it to the back, it'll be more area for us. And at the same time, hopefully we can get, McDonald's to put out some cash, get all these companies to put out the money, because I'm going to tell you, the guy that put out the cash was John, one of my boys named John. He's the one that actually put out the cash for the car hop. And then I put the rest of the money on top of that. That's where we're like, we're going to do it. But everybody was like pressuring us. You got to give it all. Just give it all. Just create 4 or 5 clients. And I go, well, you see, that's the problem. You as a promoter, I don't care the money was going to go, but I want to make sure it's a challenge. It's like, they
earned it.
They earned it. I want to make them seem like they earned. If I'm going to give to just because they showed up, then I might as well just build 3-4 cars. And people just want to see car hopping at the car shows. They just want to see. They don't care about the politics on who's what the fuck him knew what. They don't care. That's an extra bonus for them to see. Like, oh shit, he's gonna sock him. It's not gonna. Oh shit, and they not knowing that you guys are friends, but it gets heated where it looks like that.
It's like a basketball game, like basketball, baseball. There's trash talk, there's shit talk, there's fuck yous, there's all that.
But to me, I would love to make it more of a sport. Like if they, not even a sport. Well, yeah, a sport, to make it more valuable for you guys. Because, why aren't you guys inside these cars hitting gas switching? Maybe with roll bars inside and a helmet, just doing crazy stuff like that. 3-wheeling, like an obstacle. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And
like a monster truck show.
Yeah, and your car can't break out. You get how high can you 3-wheel without knocking these things, and then 3-wheeling on both sides, and then taking off and gas hopping it. You got from a section to a section to hit as high as you can go. And, you know, and that, I mean, it's as funny as it sounds, right? But could you imagine that shit?
But look at monster trucks, how they
right? And now the kids are going, whoa, you see that shit oh my God. I mean, it'll become an actual sport. Limbo, how low can you go? How, you know, without knocking anything out, chopping your top. You know, I've seen, I don't know if you've seen those cars that are like it's just the part, they're driving it, and it's like half the truck's gone, and you just see the hood and it's on the ground. Like, what? Have you seen those?
Yep.
Like those funny cars? They're all over the internet, man.
I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think they're laying down, driving it. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, but you know, create stuff like that and continue to build that makes sense to an actual car hop. Like, it makes sense to bring in the people. And I think I'm gonna tell you what will make it into a hop is that these corporate offices see the people that it attracts, the diverse of people that it attracts, and that's where it all continues and begins. But to be out there going, oh, no, we're not going to go to that show. We're going to go to this show, but now we're going to that show. And there's certain, to me, like I said, there's certain promoters that want to be janky about what they do. They, you know, I don't know, it's about my pocket. I don't really want to do this. I'm just doing it for the money real quick. And it kind of sucks because it kills from good promoters that are actually trying to make things happen for everybody and learned how to lose, like myself. I've lost so much in the past that, I mean, I've learned how to lose, man. So it doesn't hurt anymore, man. I go home like, yeah, all right, I'm going to go out there and, you know, don't throw those cans away. Give them to me, you know. But, you know, that's just the way it is. But
and the NorCal hop scene, like, you know, you wanted to bring more people out and stuff like that. It's good. Now, having hoppers out in your area that do travel, like I said,
right.
My team just recently switched up, started going out. NorCal as a whole is starting to venture out again. You know, Del Toro's been traveling again. They're in Arizona. They're in Vegas. Bill from San Jose taking his Impala out. Right. That is also going to attract people this way. Right. You know, when NorCal as a whole hopping scene wasn't really traveling as much as they used to or before, right. It doesn't make outsiders want to come, you know?
Right.
Why don't I want to go hop in Idaho? You know,
right.
Well, Idaho doesn't have a hopper for me.
Right. But I mean, but it's good to go out there and you know, like you say, if you have the love for it and you just want to go out there and show what you guys got going on and put out your name, because to me, it's always the appearance of somebody. You keep seeing them out there and out here. Like, you know, before we had a lot of was that advertisement when the Reds was out. You know, they were like one of the hottest because they were buying ads. Building cars that were like, again, they had the Joker, the Ritosaurus. They had all these cars that to me made me want to fucking put hydraulics in my car. This was back in the days. I was like, oh fuck, I want to put lifts on my 62, which I did. I still have them. It's just been sitting there. But you know, that's what's made you want to do it. And like I say, it's not too much the young generation that you guys have, because that's your young generation. But the ones that are seen from the outside in, you know, those are the ones that I'm looking for. Because at the same time, even when we do these events, people will be like, oh, no, I don't want to go to this car show. I'm cool. I'll go over here. But you don't understand. I'm trying to pull in people that aren't just going to see the cars. They're going to see a concert, car hop, a little bit of everything. But at the same time, give them that experience in life that go, fuck, you know, the cars that were out there hopping, I want to build one. How can I build one? You know, that's where a lot of you guys get jobs. Get the job from them, you know. We
get those phone calls of, hey, I want a hopper.
Right.
Okay. And I'm not going to take their money and give them a quick hopper.
Right,
so when I give them the full price breakdown, they're usually like, whoa.
Right.
And they back away and, okay, never mind. It's more than I thought. I'll just get my 2-pump lay in place set up and I'm on my way.
No, that's cool. I mean, but that's the way you should do it. You're not going to build them, you know, something that's going to come back to you. But they have to understand, and I've understood since I was a kid that even when I had put hydraulics in my car and used to go to Lowrider's Hydraulics right here off Monterey, they used to tell you we're not responsible for your shit, because first of all, these cars aren't even supposed to be doing this shit, you know,
at all.
We're modifying the fuck out of them, so it's gonna break. You know, they're not built to last like that.
It's not now with the frame wraps. Back then, there wasn't a lot of frame wraps like there is now. Now, full frame is very common, and a lot of these cars that are getting built, people are dumping money into them. They want them drivable. They want to be able to go. my brother Mikey from Parliament Car Club with me. He got 62 Impala, purple rag, drives it anywhere, drives it like a daily driver. He'll do a donut doing 90, 12 batteries, full frame, and it still hits bumper doing a good 50.
Yeah.
It's built.
But he's not abusing it.
Oh, he abuses the fuck out of it.
He abused the shit out of it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, then. Well, that's cool, though. I mean, we only have one life to live. Right? So you have to live
But
it.
he maintains it.
He maintains it.
And it's chrome. Everything's chrome. Everything's painted. Drop top.
It's a
LS
show car.
motor. Show car.
Show car. Nice,
And
nice.
he dogs the fuck out of it because he wants to enjoy it.
Yeah, no,
you know,
you got to, and that's what these cars are built for, man. They're built for your enjoyment, And we're passing by this earth. That's it. We're just passing by, leaving legacies, leaving things that we want younger generation to look up to and get into.
Talking about seeing an outsider wanting to come into the hop game. One of the guys that's on our team, Tino, he's a name that's been tossed around here in NorCal a lot the last few years. He told us the story of he was at the Stockton show one time watching us all hop. Oh, man, I want to be like them. I want to be like that. A couple years later, he's at my shop working like a slave.
Oh, shit.
One of us.
Putting his work in, huh?
That's
what's up. Yeah,
he got his car on the bumper. We helped put him there. He's a good kid. And he was somebody that came from the airbag bomb scene.
Right.
And just happened to make a couple phone calls, wasn't scared to spend the money. He spent it. Eventually got close to us to where he's under our wing. He's with us.
That's what's up.
But he was an outside youngster that just, eyes wide, big at the hop. Like, oh, man.
Right. Well, yeah. Like I said, me growing up too, man, when I was looking at these car hops in Sacramento, when they were doing the shows in Sacramento, I still remember, what's the name from, oh, my God.
Dave Marquez?
Yeah, that 62. He had a 62, like a light baby blue.
No, it's 63.
No, it was a 62 baby blue with a white top, and it was a dancer. Oh. He had it hopping on 4, going around the world. They had all these names for it, and then the mini truck would come out, King Cab Mazda, fucking bed turning, hydraulic 3-wheeling. I mean, that shit just made the people go crazy. But it would get packed. The arenas would get packed watching these cars hop. I mean, that was the setting that, to me, it was like, wow, that's the kind of setting I think is needed for car hopping.
It'd be nice to get back there. Just things have gotten a little more expensive.
Right.
You can't find a G body was always considered one of the lower end of the cars.
Not no more.
You can't
No.
find one at the junkyard.
We'll have to start building them Hondas.
I quit.
Put our frame underneath the Honda, man.
I'm done.
Right. But no, I mean that to me, I think it's something that we, me myself, and that's why I wanted to talk to you guys to make sure. Hopefully, we get some other guys in here talking. I mean, get into a conference room and putting some rules together, putting some things together, and talk to some of these promoters, man. I'm down to talk to some promoters too. It's not a competition for me. A lot of promoters think it's competition, but I'm not in competition with nobody.
It shouldn't be. It should be about low riding. It should be about hopping.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Me with the other shops, I talked to John. I talked to Frank at Frank's Hydraulics in Arizona. Ron Black Magic, Chayo and Street Fame. Right. I talk with all them. Yeah, it's a competition. We talk our shit.
Right.
But in the end, it's just in for the love of it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a competition thing. It's something that,
John has a hop in New Year's, Massacre. I think he's on number 9 right now. Frank from Arizona goes to his show. John returns the favor, goes to his show. Last year we were pumping up King of the Street San Jose a little bit. Right. John made time to come out here to support us. Right. There is other outside people that do want to come to stuff like that. Right. Frank has expressed interest. Like I said, Chai and them just came out recently and hit us up on a street side. But I think you will see a couple more hoppers coming from out of town. Right.
Like I said, I want to make it fair for everybody.
Of course.
I want to make sure that they come in without, like you said, no bias in it, because that's the problem.
Now, to make people compete for a set of rules, that's where you're going to need your corporate sponsorships, because, by the time we leave the house, I'm already $150, $200 in gas, $160 for a motor, for a comp motor, the $100 entry fee. Right. We're $400 or $500 already into it to compete for the $500 prize. It doesn't make sense. I could have fun on the street for less than that, Right. So that's like you're saying, trying to get the corporate sponsorships. Yeah, we need that because back in the day, Lowrider, like you're bringing up that, they had the $1,500 prize money. You go to 2 shows and win back to back, you got the daily double of, what was it?
$700.
You know, back in the 90s.
Back to back. That was an additional to the first prize.
Right.
So if you won 2 in a row.
And that's something you want people to come to the shows, you might have to do the daily double. Hey, you took first at this show and you take first at the next show, you get a little bonus for supporting both shows, and you took first at both.
Right.
You know, the hopping game, it's expensive, and then there ain't no money in it.
Right.
You know, as a shop even, there's no money in this. You know, it's a lose all the way around from the time we put into it to the money we put into it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be a lose situation because you as a shop, you should be able to acquire as many people that want to come in and buy stuff from you guys and have their shit fixed or their shit lifted or their shit, you know, like, and I know it's gotten really expensive. It's gotten stupid expensive. I know that. Even airbags, all that stuff has gotten really expensive.
Yeah, $10,000 for a basic airbag install.
Yeah.
You know, the other side of when it comes to hopping is hopping's knowledge. Anybody could cut a car. Not everybody could hop it.
Right.
You give me the same setup that you give somebody down the street, and there's a good chance mine's going to jump way more than theirs.
Right.
You know, now, do I always want to sell that for cheap? No. You know, to me, our shop isn't for profit on the hopping side of things.
Right.
We'll help. We'll get you on the bumper, but now to put you to that extra level, that's not something we always do.
You got to join.
You know,
the team.
And
you got to join the hop shop team. You can't do it for free.
And we ain't open for everybody. You know, it's not for everybody. You know, my own daughter included.
Right.
My oldest daughter sees my younger daughter get a couple bucks. She got I think it was $300 from the Streetlow show that Charlie put up.
Right.
And my oldest daughter, hey Dad, I want to learn to hop cars. Oh yeah, why? I want to make some money. Nah, I ain't teaching you. You know what I mean? That's my own daughter.
Right.
To me, my middle daughter, she does it right now because she loves it.
Right.
When we had the hop at the court where San Diego came up, Lucky from San Jose was hopping his car, broke. The second it broke, she looks over and tells my wife, "Oh, he broke a dog bone." You know, she already knew what he broke and what it was just by watching.
Well, that's one thing I'm going to continue to put in. You know, shout out to Chola for putting out that 1,000 for the kids. We're going to continue to do that for every show. We're going to continue to do that. Am I going to put out the big money for every show? I'm not. I will do it for the main show, which is my San Jose show. Mm-hmm. Every show, I will put out 700 first place, 350 second place, just to, you know, then third place. And then, like, what I want to do, if there's only 2 cars per category, I'm going to just jump up, add it all to first place, and second ain't going to get shit.
That sounds good.
So now, first place got a chance to win the 1,000, and what was it? You know, it's 350. I'll do 750, 350, be 1,100. First place will take 1,100.
And that's fair because, you know, when it's 3 to a class, it sucks, and it does discourage some people. Right. You know, somebody from Fresno that's spending more on gas money to come and not be told, hey, there's a class for you. Sorry.
Well, some of the guys from Fresno came out, right?
This last show.
Because they called me up. They're like, oh, we're coming down. Even the guy from Watsonville coming down. Everybody was calling me.
Chavez came. There was some people who were a little scared you weren't going to give the money.
Yeah. Well, that's because there's certain people that talk shit because they want to take it all, you know. And I know who you are, fucker. So I'm not even gonna say your name, but you know, they're fucking cheerleaders to the fucking car hopping thing. But
you know, we were told after the hop, hey, appreciate you guys. You know, they were a little leery about coming.
Right.
Our name was tied to the hop, and they kind of took a gamble, and it worked out for them.
But it's a trip. I've never done anything bad to anybody. Nobody. Even when Polly was around, me and Polly would like sit there, and Polly's like, "Fuck this! This is crazy. We need to just build these cars and just again, fucking make toys out of these cars, make them look crazy." You know,
well, it's just like everything else. There's always haters out there that talk behind the scenes.
Right. Well, it was Polly had some haters out there at the time too. And it was the bias thing as well. Oh, they're only giving it to these guys. And
I know when my dad was out there hopping with the El Camino, and we were actually the green Impala that we hop now that you guys like. It wasn't green; it was yellow.
Right.
At that time, there was usually one of us were coming out on top,
Right.
And it was, they're Polly's friends.
Right. I remember that. Oh, yeah, I remember that a lot.
Polly's friends.
Yeah. But it was, I don't want to say their name, but it was that one guy that.
Everybody has a reason why you won, not a reason why they lost.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
They can't just say they're better. You know,
Right.
I took my loss on the chin at the court, right down the street from my shop.
Right.
One of the easiest but hardest wins to take.
Right.
San Diego drove 8 hours, came up, broke me off.
Right.
Stand there, took his hand. Hey, you got that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You
see, but all this things that you guys are doing right now, I mean, to me, it's like it has to be rewarded as it, not even without money, but at least with somebody talking about it or putting you. So like even these icon awards, you know, I'm going to have Chris York come in here. He has nothing on hopping. He has everything on all other kinds of stuff, but there's really nothing on car hopping. And I think that's something that should be recognized. You know, maybe once a year, have that one person that does travel, because that was my thing. I said, you know, how are you giving all these icon awards to? Oh, well, you know, people are calling in. I'm like, yeah, but I said, you as the person that's running the icon, you should go to all these events. And some of these events should be, you know, there's cars that only go to Lowrider, you know, which, why are you giving it to them? They shouldn't get nothing because that's all they go to. You got to give it to that one car that hits there's these turntable cars. They'll go to every event, every show, and, you know, ask them, how many awards have you taken? This year I took, 10 awards. How many did you take? 2. Don't give it to the 2 award. Give it to the guy with the 10 awards because he has at least shown it to the people, because that's what lowriding is, man. Showing our people and our future generation and our culture what we got and what we're doing and behind the scenes and in front of the scene, where I think like what you guys did should have been something that, you know, we should have had Flavio over there recording, putting it up, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I was on the social media lives, but it wasn't something that was super planned. I personally didn't put it out there. Right. I know some people were a little upset, you know, oh, it's a private event. Right. My court's only so big. There was one time somebody tried to have a show, it got canceled. I invited people to the shop. Court got shut down. Right. Luckily, the cops didn't shut it down, but it was blocked back to back.
Well, no, not even like you know, don't put it out there. Just call certain people that can put it out on video, so everybody can see it.
No, that's fine. I'm with all that 100%. Just obviously in my court for a hop, I could only have so many cars there while it's still safe and can't make it a cruise night, unfortunately. But only got so much room to work with. Right.
I wanted to jump in when you were talking about the Icon Awards. Back in, I believe it was 96, Lowrider Magazine did a point system. So when you went to a show and you won first, second, or third, you gained so many points. Like first place was 4 points or 5 points, and second was 4, and then third is like 2. Right. And so at the end of the year, of the season, whoever got the most points got a points cut. Right. Which I got for single pump street back then.
Oh, you're talking about for car hopping?
For car hopping.
Okay.
They did that.
So you're saying maybe bring a point system back on your shows even. You come support, every show that you take first at, you get X amount of points. Second place is X amount of points. Right. And at the end of it all,
you get a special cup.
Either get a special cup.
Well, that's where
extra bonus prize money, something.
Right. Well, that's where I would like to talk to some of the promoters that are out there in Los Angeles that a lot of these car hoppers are going to, or to the shows here in the Central Valley or even in the Central Coast, wherever, if they're hopping in Santa Barbara, they're hopping in San Diego, and they're coming out here, and but to me it's like a promoter. Like again, the promoters have a lot to do with it, and I think to make it fair for them, as well as the hoppers, how much money they're going to put out, and this is what it's going to be. This is how it's going to go, where it doesn't get bunched up. If the categories don't line up, then just don't line up, bro. I mean,
of course. Now the other thing is with the entry, depending on, I understand you might not want 150 hoppers. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of stress.
Yeah, it is a lot of stress.
And trust me, like when I go to John Short Massacre, I went there, showed up, unloaded, hopped my car. All right, there was a couple hours before my next hop. Right. Went, took a nap in the car, woke up. Oh, these motherfuckers still hopping. Ain't even near me.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Went down the street, went to In-N-Out, came back. Oh, okay. All right, I got like another hour left.
It's like the DMV, right? Man. You have a number you got to pick.
But that's something for the hoppers.
See, but that would be something like international, like something that it becomes a sport. I did a show at the Long Beach Veteran Stadium, at the Veteran Stadium. That'd be perfect because we did a car hop there, and I'm telling you, 50, 60 coppers. That's when the cars would stand up.
So now, ain't nobody standing up no more. You stand up, you lose.
Yeah, there was like 15 of those fuckers just standing up. I look like missiles and shit. I'm like, fuck.
But maybe amongst the talk with rules and stuff like that, $100 entry fee is what it is right now in most places.
Right.
If you're gonna put up, let's say $4,000 towards the hop, is what you got put allocated.
Right.
Okay, for every $100, every entry fee goes back towards the hoppers, or half at least, to where the 50, out of the $100 entry fee the hoppers paying, 50 goes towards their class, and now it bumps up their prize money without taking so much away from your money. Because if you end up getting 60 hoppers, $6,000 is right there from a $100 entry.
Right.
And you're only giving out $4,000,
Right.
but you took $6,000 away from the hoppers. Put some back towards it.
Yes, L.A. Because it ain't gonna happen here. That's a good. No, you should. I mean, if you're gonna have 100 hoppers, man, I think most of that money should go back into the hopping. I mean, because I don't mind putting it back in. I mean, but
like I said, the 2 shows I sponsored, there were toy drives, and that's exactly what it was. The entry money went back towards the hoppers to whatever class they were in.
Right.
And
it just as a promoter, as myself, it costs a lot of money, bro.
It does.
To put a show.
Yeah.
The grounds are not cheap. You're looking at about 30, 40 grand. You're
Insurance.
talking about insurance. You're talking about security, another 10, 15 grand. Staging, 5,000, 6,000. The sound, another 4,000. The groups, another 20, 30,000. I'm up about 100 grand. So
I believe it.
It's way more expensive. So it's kind of hard to sometimes dump all that back right into it when you're kind of locked into, okay, I got 7,000 or 6,000 to the car hop. I got this much money going here, then that much money going there. Then just to get that money to throw it back in. You could do it if we get the grounds free and it's a Toys for Tots or something.
Right.
Well, I mean I would do that. I wouldn't mind doing that. I mean, I want to get a place here where you guys can come and hop here in San Jose on a monthly basis, and I'm working on that right now. So you guys can come out. Whether you guys want to put out the money yourselves against each other.
And sometimes no money's needed. It's one of those things with the hoppers. It is a respect thing.
Okay.
When the hop at the court,
Right.
there was certain people that heard about it that were hoppers. Right. And actually from here to San Jose,
Right.
a couple of the little street chippers,
Right.
they came out, looked over, hey, Daniel, can we hop? Go for it. Have fun. This is what we're here for.
Right.
They went through, had a ball, burned motors up, everything. Nobody asked a dime. The typical shit talk.
Right.
And that's what it is about. Now, I know obviously in San Jose, it's a lot harder to have that kind of street fun out here because the cops usually tend to run everything away.
Right.
We've come out here a few times for Boulevard Nights, and cops are right behind us.
Well, like I said, I'm working on something that the person that's going to give us the ground to do it on. It's they want to do it. They want to do it for the community because they see it on Monterey Road going up and down, and they're like, you guys need a place to come and chill. And I mean, I want to put like taco trucks up in there, and so the community itself, the taco trucks can make money, and people go in there, cruise, hop a little bit, and just not make it a big scene. Where if it does get packed, I mean that's it. It just stays to a point where people have to pay to park just to come see it as well. And this is for the grounds to make money itself.
That's what Sam's Hamburgers was for us in the East Bay. Sam's Hamburgers.
Right.
It was a free event for everybody.
Right.
It turned into every other week thing, once a month thing.
I mean, I went to it one time.
And people would show up, get their burgers.
Yeah,
you could hop, you could chill, cruise. Yeah. It was just a local spot, and the owner was behind us.
Right.
He was 100%. He'd tell the cops, hey, these are my customers. Leave them alone. They're here for me.
Right.
And it was a cool spot. So if you could pull that off, that would be good.
Like I said, I want to do something like that, but at the same time, I'd like to add more to it. And I can't do it by myself. I need everybody. I need help from other people out there that are interested in
voices,
being part of something that we could probably make it big for the hoppers, for the future hoppers. Like to create an actual sport for these guys, because there is a lot of money behind it, and get these corporate companies to put out some money toward them so they can build their cars and challenge each other. They put your corporate name all over their cars, but you can sponsor these events at the same time, put out the kind of cash prize money to just make it more interesting,
That's a conversation. I think you got a good foot in the door in already. Your light complexion, and you got a magazine.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But my main thing is.
But you got the foot in the door where you could talk to them already and help out, drag somebody in. Me, I send an email. Yeah, I'm a business owner on that end of things, but it's what can you do for me? We do have one sponsor that helps us out, which is a food spot, with their local food spot, Hot Boys Chicken in Hayward. They take care of us as a team.
Right.
We give them their shout outs when we can. Now, is there bigger sponsors that could earn from it? Of course.
Right, for sure.
But I think the Lowrider market's still tucked away. Again, unfortunately, it was big for a minute on the Super Bowl and people dancing on hoods. And,
right. But again, I'm telling you, that's just corporate people trying to be cool. That's it. They're not trying to take care of the real people. They're taking care of what they want to see. Because I've been in plenty of meetings, man, where county people, city people always try to shut down and shoot down lowriding. This is from back 20 years ago. Before now, they're getting all this love and Lowrider Day and all this other stuff. But I used to sit around these guys with no cameras, no social media, and just go at it with them, man. And I used to tell them, like, bro, like, you guys are giving us no love. I go, they're building libraries, wanting kids to go into these libraries, but a kid ain't gonna go into a library. They're gonna look at a shiny car with glitter. They're gonna stare at that car more than they're gonna look at a book. So if there's anything that we could do as this car that's nice and glimmery and badass that people are going to look at, or the kids are going to look at, maybe we could put books inside the lowrider. Maybe they'll jump in and read them. But that was my whole thing, is that use us to bring in the young generation in. And because we have that power, man. Yeah. As lowriding, we have that power. Like, we're just talking about, they love our style. They love what we eat, we wear. They love our women. They love everything we do, but they don't like us at the end of the day. They don't want us to shine, or they want us to grow. Reality shows should be another thing that should be put together. I mean, they have all these racers and shit out on the street racing and all that crap. Why not have all these hoppers out there hopping, like you said, for money? Or
it'd be good and interesting to see. It's something that has been talked about many times. It's never really shown up, but it'd be cool to see it.
Because it needs a team. People can't. The people that want to see it together we all have to get together and stop the hating and who's going to make money, or who, if you're in need of money, stay away from us. That's straight up. If you're in need of money, because if anybody I've dealt with people that have always been in need of money. We all need money, but not in need of it. Where we can build something so cool without having that. Oh man, we're gonna put the money aside. Let's build something that's gonna be so strong that, it'll probably bring money to everybody, not just to you, but let everybody shine too, But I feel that if we have a good group of guys that can get together and have good ideas and put things together. I mean, you guys can come here. Like I said, I got room here at my office. There's conference rooms. I could sit down and put stuff together.
We could do that. We could do FaceTime, whatever. I mean, I know there was talks before with a couple of the other shops with us. Right. And we kind of put out some rules, and they were supposed to get implemented. Right. It hadn't made it that far yet. I don't know what ended up running with those. Right. We gave our opinion. Other people jumped on, and there were some changes made. It'd be good to see it stuck, because it does suck. We come to a hop out here in NorCal, and rules are the XYZ, but then we go over to Vegas or Arizona or LA, and the classes are completely different, and now we're not in the class we expected to be in. So it would be good to get rules set up to where it is uniformed. Right.
Well, I think rules are put together for those that want to save money, right? I mean, it's what it is, because and if there's no kind of like no direction to putting a car together, because at one time you couldn't. Remember, I was telling you that the height of the back car, if you went over 30, you considered a radical, but you're telling me that that's thrown out the window.
That's out the window, because there's people who could have a 30-inch lockup and still do a good 90 inches, And the average street car locks up at 30 inches. So now that's gone.
Now about the weight too. The weight.
But weight, unfortunately, is here to stay.
So you put weight on your bumper. You put lead in the bumper. You'd put fake batteries. Half these batteries are full of lead.
People
People brag about it nowadays.
Oh, I put this.
I got this much weight.
Well,
That's
but
the
you
first
see
thing
that to me should be considered a radical car, like completely radical. You could do, and that was one thing I used to remember. We used to see these cars hop, and they used to complain about each other, man. Like, oh man, this car's doing this, doing that. I used to sit there and be like, well, you know what? Fuck, you do it too. You know, they're building a car to beat you.
Right.
You build it to beat them. If you got to extend the back end and the roof, dynamic, fucking start doing all that crazy shit and build it and just beat them.
For our team, we do our best, strive at the no weight. That's what we love because we like to enjoy our cars. I'm telling you about Mikey, Tino, JR. Everybody likes to drive their cars. They'll go from Hayward to out here, have fun, hop, head back home.
Right.
Going also on not being for profit, so to say, on our team. We're not going to put everybody on to our levels 100%. Right. You know, there's some places who, hey, you got 10 grand, 15 grand, and you got a car? Let me put a little bit of weight in your car. Let me put a pump that has just a little bit of juice, and you're on the bumper now doing 70. Right.
But it's not lasting.
It's not lasting, and it's not the same, but they got their money. The person got on the bumper. The weight got put in the car, and everybody's happy.
Right.
Not everybody does have the knowledge. Like I said, you give us a setup and you give somebody next to us the same setup, the cars ain't going to work the same.
Right.
We could have the exact same car, exact same everything.
Well, I mean, but that's the part. That's part of competition. Who can build the best? It's like you're racing those when they're racing cars. They got the same engines, but are they the same engines? They're not. Somebody's probably adding more oof to their engine than the other guys are. That's the way it is. I think that's the good thing about competition. But I think there should be some kind of rule still, like the weight. The weight should be a weight class, really, because and I mean lead. I mean, because if they're putting all this stuff in these cars, it's cool. You'd be considered. You're if you want to do all that to your car, that's fine. But you're in this class. You're not going to compete against these cars because it's not fair. It's like, saying, okay, I'm going to put a 235 car against a 350. They're cars, same thing. They got wheels, they got brakes, they roll, they have gasoline, but you can't compete. It just, this car is heavier, but it's still a car. But in order to do that, I mean, shit, you need those things to put on the car on just to weigh the car. That it like I said, it becomes where those should be rules. Those should be things that should happen, but in a more professional.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day with Lowrider, what they did is every year they implemented new rules, and whether it was hopping, car dancing, bed dancing, and one of the things to stand out, you had to read between the lines, of the rules in order to outdo the next person.
Read what the rules said you can't do. Everything else you can.
Right. And add to it, add to it.
But nowadays, with the internet, everybody shares everything on there. And back in my day, it was like, kept everything a secret.
Right. And that's what I was telling you. That's the way it should be. To go out and hop a car.
You go to the show, and all of a sudden you going against Del Toro. Oh, shit, you don't know what to expect.
Right.
Oh shit! He added 3 inches or 4 inches to his car on his hop height, or you added. It goes back and forth. It was a surprise each show.
Right.
They didn't say, "Oh, look what Tommy's doing in his garage right now."
Right.
They just posted he did this and did that. Right.
Well, I mean that's where again, rules come in where if you're building a car for this event, you cannot expose it. You cannot put it online. As soon as you put it online, you're disqualified.
Well, it's kind of like NASCAR. Pretty much everybody's a level playing field. Has to have the same equipment, certain tolerances and stuff like that. So it comes up to the driver. To win the race. It's kind of like what you're saying, the switchman.
Right. That's what it comes
so you
to.
kind of make these classes to where you're only allowed certain equipment and parts, and it's up to the switchman to make it work.
Right. Yeah. Well, like I said, right now, we could start with like baby steps because that sounds something that could be doable. But I think slowly working there. Like you said, every year, Lowrider would put out a new set of rules because things would change, But I mean, the only way we could put these rules together is if getting the top dogs in here, like getting, even if we Skype them or go down to LA. I'll talk to them in LA too. I'll travel back and forth just to see, and then try to get people from like Arizona too, Colorado.
They've been traveling.
Texas, and if they have voices to talk that they want to add to it, or what should be fair, or if they come down here, it's not fair, because this guy's, I don't know, he has diamond tuck interior and I don't, so he won, it's just certain things that people want to add to it. I think that it would be cool for the rules themselves, but it all has to start with bringing a lot of these. I'm going to try to bring some of these corporate guys to my show in June, just to show them what we have going on, just to see, because they have to see it, even though they see it on video and all that. It's not like you being there and actually checking it out, and but trying to, if anybody out there too is connected with any of these corporate companies, man, that want to spend a little bit of advertisement money toward it, because that's really what they want. They want to promote their, Coca-Cola, shit, everybody drinks it, McDonald's, everybody eats it. Why not bring these corporate companies in to, add some of their corporate money into the car hop, man, and add, create, make it into a sport, and just.
Once they figure out that low riding isn't a negative thing, once they figure out that hopping is a positive, fun thing. It's not the typical gangbang thing that is out there in the movies or was in the movies. You know?
Well, I think it's not. That's, I think is that part of it doesn't exist as much anymore,
and that's good.
What it is the people that are getting that money and where we're going to put it, and I feel like some of those guys are putting it over here because they're putting it in here too. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got this guy over here. I'm going to put this amount of money over here, and we're going to have a check of $500,000, and we're just going to build a car for 100 and put the other 400 somewhere else. I have a feeling that a lot of these guys do that, but going to corporate themselves and trying to figure out somebody that's really wanting to create and build something in an honest way, because that's the only thing. It sucks, but I mean, that's the only way we can create something big and go to an actual raceway where we could do the car hopping, where we could do the gas hopping, where we could do, say, just different things that are going to make, make it a whole day thing where, it's not, doesn't stay boring just seeing cars hopping, because making them dance is off the hook too, and I haven't seen that in a long time. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if anybody's dancing them. But like I said, you do around the world shit. That shit was dope. 3-wheeling on both sides. Because I used to only see them 301 way. But now I start seeing them. Then even the back. Used to make the back come up. I mean, I'm like, fuck, that shit's crazy. But, none of that exists. I mean, it exists, but not out here, not in Northern California.
No, right now I think there's 2 dancers out here. There's one that we're actually got into works. Okay. But I think there is only about 2 dancers that are out there on the circuit right now. One of them's right here from San Jose, a little white Cutlass. It does good for what it is. Right. I don't think there's really any other places too much right now. It kind of died out because dancing is a knowledge. You can't load up a car. You can't load up a dancer. You can't just put weight in a dancer. Oh, no. You got to understand what you're doing. You got to have your pumps with power. You got to have your coils working. Right. And then got to have the switchman. Right. Hopping. Yeah, hey, you want to hop high enough, you can load your car up, and anybody could do that, and your car's on the bumper now. Right. But dancing does take the knowledge. Right. And I think that's one reason besides financials, it faded away. Right.
I mean, because I know nobody does hops anymore, right? None of the promoters out there, none of the car shows really do car hops anymore.
Hops became a shop thing, a shop supporting shops. Like I said, Frank has his hop. How High has his eye up. Right. Every now and then you'll have a show with a couple bucks, but even then nobody's too hyped about it.
Does Arizona? They have one in Arizona.
Frank's has a hop.
Super Show out in Arizona. They got one.
Well, I don't know if the show does, and I don't know. Like I said, the shows I really don't pay too much attention to.
Right.
When we do go to shows, the mix of rules and stuff. The one thing I've told my team, and not to be explicit here, but we show up to the shows expecting to get fucked and pray that we don't.
Right.
In the end, we're going there to have a good time, and there's usually one or two people in our targets of we're bringing these cars to go after those dudes.
Right.
And regardless of what happens at the hop, we still want to get down with them after the hop.
Right.
And
Right.
that makes it all worth it for us.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we're not so much worried. We plan on getting screwed.
Right. Right.
It
Well, no,
sucks.
and you see, and that's where I want to kind of help out and make sure that it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we get together with the guys from Arizona when they do their show, the guys from LA when they do their shows, and then have a circuit of events where the hoppers are coming in, and like you said, at the end of the day, or at the end of the shows or the last show, you get your points award, for the inches that you're doing.
You can make it a circuit, and you can end up making it to where your show's involved. Right. Like you're saying, it's spreading the love, spreading just the love of low riding and hopping and stuff like that, and period. So, yeah, a photographer and, a small check going towards somebody else's show could bring a big impact on your show. You know what I mean? I don't know for sure. I'm not saying.
Well, no, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. Our show's pretty big already, bro. I'm not even.
Oh, no, I'm saying
for me, more it's for you guys. I want to make you guys. I want you guys to shine, bro. Like I know there's a lot of work behind it, and I want to make sure it's favorable for other events. It could help other shots. I mean, other promoters, other events. But to create something where it.
Well, I'm saying to get outsiders up here up north.
Well, no, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, to give, we're gonna have to
give.
to give.
Right.
And,
No, for sure.
Obviously, us doing our legwork of running around hopping we love it.
Right,
is one
right.
thing, but them seeing support as a whole,
Right.
is a whole nother.
For sure. And get more people involved, because once you guys start going out there, they want to come out here, and it becomes more of a family thing, man, especially for hoppers, because that's, at the end of the day, that's kind of like what it is, man.
You'd be surprised, though. Outsiders don't see it. Like him with the other shops that are out there, they communicate.
Right.
These guys even share, hey, if this ain't working for you, why don't you try this?
Right.
Oh, you're having a problem with that? Here.
It's not as cutthroat, the hopping game, as it was when my dad was doing this on the heavy. When my dad was in my position, to see him and Del Toro sitting there talking, sharing something,
it wasn't happening.
It wasn't happening.
Right. Well, we got to get back to that point then, bro. We can't be sharing stuff anymore, man. We gotta make sure these guys are, and I get it. It's to the point where there's nothing really going on that you guys are sharing each other's knowledge, but that's why it's really important to me to create that buzz again, so you guys stop sharing shit.
Well, one of the things is, though, they're sharing it, but it's amongst the small group.
And
it's not to the public.
There's certain things I could call, he says I talked to him, I could call John, I could call Child, I could call whoever.
Right.
I don't expect them to tell me everything they know.
Right.
Just like I know somebody wouldn't expect me to tell them.
Right.
There is some things you do keep to yourself. There is your own little secret sauce, your little secret way that you do it. One of the youngsters that brought his town car to the court hop.
Right.
Hey, Daniel, I'm having problems with my pump head. Well, you shouldn't be. What's going on? Broke his pump down right there in the middle of the court. Helped him out. I didn't full on give him the full detail and make him a hop shop car.
Right.
But I did help him out, throw him a couple bones, and say, hey, you shouldn't, you need 4 bolts, not 3. You need,
Right. No, that's cool. I mean, like I said, that's cool. But let's get it to where you don't tell them no more.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to help. I want to make sure that we get these hoppers coming from LA, and if we need to go out there personally ourselves, I know I need to get back into Los Angeles. I mean, my brothers live out there. They live in LA. I got a lot of family in LA, and I used to be in LA all the time. Where right now, I've been up north because I got to take care of family stuff. But by next year, I'm going to be going out there a lot. And if I can, we'll start looking at some of these promoters, because some of these promoters, I know who they are, and like you said, talk to them and kind of like create something for you guys where even when I talked to Chris about giving you guys an icon award to bring you, because those are, I mean, I don't know, have you guys gone to one of those? Dude, it was off the hook, man. He did a good job. They've done, and when he told me about it, I was like, I don't know, bro. It's kind of, everybody's trying to do awards. Everybody's trying to, there's nothing.
There's a million awards out there.
Right.
One of them, I know for the hoppers, they got the Jay Cush Award.
Right.
That's given out. They got sometimes the cleanest hopper. They got most active hopper. They got everything out there. And it's cool. Some people, they do it for the awards. Some do it for the love.
Well, no, and no, it's not for the awards. It's for us, to you guys, and I hope you guys aren't doing it for the awards. You guys got to do it for the love of it. It's like some of the cats that I've brought in here. That's why I started this podcast, because I wanted to bring people in here that don't really care about it. They're not. Oh, how many likes did I get? Oh shit, are they looking at me? How many views am I getting? I mean, I really don't give a shit neither, man.
When it comes to the awards, that's the whole reason why we want the money up front for the hoppers.
Right, that's the main award.
Hey, give us our money and let us go.
I don't give a shit about the trophy. Keep it.
But there is some people who they do work for that. That is it is a blessing for them, and if it means something to somebody else, good for them.
Right. Well, I want to add a section in the book where we actually give you guys an actual 3-4 page layout on car hopping. Whoever takes these awards, because to me, it's like I said, that's where it starts. It has to start. And even me and Paulie would talk about it. But then we'd be like, who are we giving it to? Well, I don't know. Fuck, nobody's coming to the show. I'm like, well, it goes back to that, But I think by doing this now and starting to communicate with the guys down south and trying to get them to want to be part of it. And like I said, talk to the promoters, talk to a couple of guys that want to be part of it as well. I mean, shit, we're toward the end of the year. We got all next year. If next year is going to be like a little run of putting it together for the following year to make it stronger and continue to make it stronger. Because I know start somewhere. I know they got King of the Streets in San Francisco. They got the King of the Streets here in San Jose. Making sure maybe they could be part of this point system as well. And hopefully they do a hot, King of the Streets out in Los Angeles if anybody does one out there.
King of the Street, San Jose. I know they're looking for corporate sponsors, like you were saying.
Right.
They've reached out to a few people in the Lowrider community. They've gotten some. I don't know if they've been able to reach out yet anywhere out past that, but that's a show that's put some positive in for the San Jose show. Right. Up north also wasn't always as open to outsiders when it came to hopping in general. Some outsiders have come in the last few years and they have been shown love. I know S3 from San Diego brought his town car up, loved it. Absolutely loved it. He's like, I ain't seen nothing like this ever.
Oh no, it was up to her. They did a good job doing it. They put it together.
But just the low riding scene in NorCal in general, not just that show. So they're slowly trickling in. They're slowly seeing like we have a good time. Right.
Well, I mean, it is Northern California. It's a beautiful place to live, beautiful place to raise your kids. Believe it or not, not too much gang activity. There's a gang activity everywhere, but up north, I think we probably have like out of 100%, 10% gang activity. The other 90 is these kids just trying to grow up. And, it's too expensive. It's an expensive life. We're living an expensive life now. It's not as cheap as it was before. But I know King of the Streets in San Francisco was bringing in a lot of cars.
They were
from down south as well. They were coming
and they were not a big money show.
It was just about showing the thing.
Their pot wasn't huge,
right?
But
that's why I was like, "What the hell?" I put out I they were putting out like 3,500 at the time. I'm putting up 3,500, and I'm going, "What?" But like you say, it's like a brag thing.
Well, the San Jose show got you a lot of points. There was people who's posted up. We got paid. Some people surprised. Hey, you got paid? Okay. So we'll see now what comes. I believe your next show is Salinas, right?
Selena.
So we'll see what happens coming that. We got to keep the momentum going.
Right.
Yeah, you're not putting up as much money, but what you post on the flyers is what people are going to expect.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down instead of just putting out the cash. Put out the prize, like first place 700, second place 750, 350. Just do that per category, and then single pump, double pump. And then, but you see, that's where it gets kind of crazy. Everybody starts like There's street, radical, semi. It becomes almost like the car entries, man. Like when you're judging the cars, now I don't know if you've seen the car, just to judge cars now, man. We got all the Impalas got, from the 60 to 64, and you got 65 to 69. Then you got the convertible class. Then you got the hardtop class. It got pretty crazy because there's a lot of Impalas.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, if car hopping is going to become something like that, where someone's going to try to build their own class. Oh well,
realistically,
I'm competing against somebody else.
There's a lot more double pumps coming out now, but for the last few years, there's been a lot of single pumps.
Right.
And different variations of suspension.
Right.
I'd probably say 4 to 5 classes would probably be good for, single pump. You might say doubles compete. It's going to be.
I mean, single and double compete?
So, if you put that on the flyer, right now there's not a lot of doubles.
Right.
To get 3 doubles in one, so now you're going to have 9 classes, 10 classes, right. And more than likely half of them ain't showing up.
Right. Right.
Double pumps, there's not a lot of them. There's a lot that started coming out. I know there's a double pump out of Sacramento. Bill got a double pump from San Jose. Right. But now both those cars are different suspensions. Do we put them against each other or not? Bill's a street Impala with, regular trailing arms and a wishbone. Sacramento got trailing arms that are 14 inches move forward, and the car does monster inches, Right.
So, what would you categorize those 2 cars as?
One could be modified, one could be a street. It's all depends on the show.
So it becomes single pump modified, single pump street.
Well, both those cars are double, so it'd be double street and double modified. Like San Jose, I believe him, Bill and Lucky hopped against each other. They're both double pumps. They have Bill has the wishbone. Lucky had drop mounts on his car.
Right.
The only other double pump there was Kenny had his Regal. Del Toro had the Monte Carlo. The Monte Carlo is a stock car.
Right.
But there was no one else for him to play with.
Right.
It is confusing as a hopper.
So, okay, so what we could do is eliminate whatever doesn't come out. Don't advertise for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's not that many street cars, then, this is not for street. This is straight for single pump, double, because I don't want to put out the money if there's, not that many street. Right. And, they're going to be like, oh, man, they don't. And then one thing I don't need is that negative vibe from them. I don't care if they talk shit, but I don't need it around me. I just can't stand negative people, man. Mm-hmm. Even the car guys that want to come and compete just with regular cars that talk shit, just stay out of our show. This is shows for people to enjoy themselves, and,
It was a good time in San Jose.
Right.
San Jose was a great time. Everybody had smiles. Everybody had a good time. It was a good show.
Right.
Wasn't really too much damage on braking stuff as far as I remember.
Right. Just a little leaking here and there, but,
that happens.
Right.
That happens. My court was fucked up.
Right. Shit.
All due asphalt.
Right.
Right.
I'm looking at the asphalt and going, oh, shit, is that going to cost me anything? They haven't called me up to tell me anything yet. So, but I'm thinking maybe moving it toward the back. I think where we had it before, it's around the corner. Mm-hmm. There's more area there. We could probably block it off a little bit more, have the cars in there so they could just back up, just hop back up instead of having to, because it was squashed in there, man. It was
It was tight.
It was tight, so. But, like I said, hopefully we could get something together, man. I definitely want to get, some of the guys together from down south and guys from here too, for sure. And then I know you guys know all the main hitters, the bigger hitters that will want to put their 10 cents in, and thank Tommy for coming out, and you guys for coming out and helping me out with the hop, man. Paulie, like I said, Paulie was going to be part of my podcast, man. He was going to be my co-host, man, but I kept telling him, you got to come up them stairs. And at first he was like, I don't know if I can make it up the stairs. And then we're like, you know what? We'll go to your house. We'll sit in your car and we'll do it from there. Then he told me the day, he goes, you know what? No, man. I'm going to go up the stairs. I'm going to do it. But, shit, wasn't able to.
Paulie was, man, he was for hopping.
Yeah, no, he was. He
was for hopping. He would travel. One of my first times was trailering was with him, coming back from a hop.
Right.
And Dad was tired, and Paulie told him, let me drive. I was 16.
Right.
16 and foggy as hell.
Right.
My dad pulls over. Hey, Daniel, get in the driver's seat. Get in. I'm kind of okay.
You're going to drive.
Start taking off. It's a dually with a double pump hopper in the back.
Right.
Paulie looks over at me. You ever did this before? You ever driven with a trailer? Nope. All right. Pick a semi. Stay behind it. Don't pass it. 'Cause it was foggy. You couldn't see past the hood.
Right.
He was all just pick a semi. Stay behind it. We'll be all right.
Damn. No, I had a lot of. We traveled a lot. I traveled a lot with Paulie. I took him to a lot of places. We went to go pick up a '58 convertible up in Portland, Oregon, and man, it was cool. Getting there was cool, but it started pouring that same night. It was raining hard. I'm going, God damn! It could be sunny. We picked up it was all nice and sunny. We went to go pick up the '58. And I kept looking at the sky and going, you know what? We got to stop and buy a cover, man. It was a '58 convertible. And I said, we need to buy a cover for it because it's probably going to start pouring. We covered that thing up. And, yeah, but he drove with me. He would drive everywhere with me, man. Oh, that man drove, you know.
Me and Paulie drove to a lot of shows all over Utah. We traveled to Arizona multiple times. Vegas. We saw UFOs on our road trips.
Right. Damn. You know what's crazy, man? He'd call me once in a while and be like, you know, these car hoppers, they don't know anything. You know, they just don't, you know, these new generation and this. I said, Paulie, I go, just let it be. You were once them. Believe it or not. You know, new generation is going to change, man. You know, we might not like it, but it's going to change. Look at the music we used to listen to. Our parents hated it. Yeah. You know, now listen to the music our kids are listening to. I can't stand it. But it's generation after generation. They're going through it. So everybody has their own stepping stone, man. So you got to let them build and create. He goes, yeah, but we used to back in the days. I go, yeah, man. But what do you say? It's an innovation, man. People continue to build and create and you know, I know people don't like bags, but bags are good for the older cars, you know. They don't need all that, you know, leaking and stuff like that. It takes a while for it to get it up and down, but if you want something quick, yeah, you put switches on it, you know, for sure.
Well, one of the things I wanted to add, I tease these guys on my own team over here. I call them bubble wrap hoppers.
with the airbags?
No, it's just hydraulics.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the airbag bubble wrap because of the bubble.
Because they do things a little different. I say you guys are sensitive.
Right,
you know,
right.
I grew up keeping everything a secret.
Right,
you know.
Right. But also, you guys had to build everything.
Yeah.
Where they got everything. Like, you know, here you go. Put it in there. I know you got to modify some stuff. But
it's not as cut and dry as that. But.
No, it's not. But you guys have it though.
But
where back then they were pulling shit out and figuring out like, how can I make this pump go faster? You know, it was a secret to honing them and adding holes to it for the fluid to go quicker and. You know?
They did have to do a lot of
I'm machining my block on a drill press instead of a mill. He's got plasma tables.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. They got it a little easier. They got where
I had a torch.
Oh, fuck my fucking head. I remember building our car with my cousin Art, man. We didn't have to, well, we were poor as shit anyways because we didn't have money, but we're underneath our cars and it's cold as shit and we're busting our knuckles every time, man. And fuck. Now you see these guys. I'm like, fuck, that easy?
It is. It costs a lot for that.
Yeah. Well, but there's more money now.
These guys got, big propane heaters, and in the summertime they got their swamp coolers. You know, back then I had a torch, arc welder, and a drill press,
and like 4 sweaters on, getting burned.
Yeah, we gotta try to be comfortable. It's a home away from home.
Right. But that's the cool thing about nowadays because. I was going to ask you. Well, I'm going to talk to you about some that I heard from somebody that I don't want to say their name because I'm still kind of like figuring this out. He came up to me and said, there's a guy out there that's putting out that all this lowriding started not by us, it was by somebody else. I said, what do you mean? He goes, yeah. He goes, that it doesn't belong to our culture. It belongs to another culture that they started it, and that we just kind of like. Got it, adapted to it, and made it bigger. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, there's videos coming out where they're the ones that start hydraulics. They're the ones that start. I'm like, I go, wait a minute. I said, you're telling me somebody else started this, like what we're doing now? He goes, yeah, there's videos. I go, no. There has to, I said, this is the problem with back in the days. We didn't have the equipment. We didn't have the technology, but we had the thought of what we were doing, putting things together. Now, this generation or this culture that came in and kind of vibed to what we had, they had money. They're taking pictures of themselves. They had the tools to make shit easier for themselves. I said, and I guess it's this one cat. They're trying to put videos out and they're trying to let people know that this is how lowriding started. We kind of started lowriding, and the Chicanos kind of took it over and they made it theirs. But I'm like, no, how can that happen? You know, there's no way. We own the shit out of it. Like, there's so many of us that have it. If it was created by another culture, that culture would go heavy on it, and they would have most of it. They're like, oh no, and I go, where are these videos coming from? LA. I go, oh, come on, man. He goes, all these videos are being recorded. He goes, look, this car, there's a video of a car that looks like the Gypsy Rose. He goes, they said this is the original Gypsy Rose. The Gypsy Rose copied them. I'm like, nah, bro. I go, now you got me all messed up. I said, what are you talking? He goes, oh, bro, there's this guy. He's putting things together, which I'm going to try to get him. I'm going to try to get that guy to come in, because I really want to talk to this dude. Like, where in the hell are you getting this knowledge from and putting us in the back burner? Like, I said, if you really think about it, when all these shops, these how do you call those, these reality shows where they're building cars and all that, you got all these other cats building these cars, but you got our people in the back really building the cars, you know? But everything's on TV for them, but there's nothing on TV for us. I said that's what you're kind of showing me right now. You're showing me something that it was seen on TV for them, but we were the ones. I go, didn't you remember when the hydraulics, where it started, right? It started with the Corvette, right? With the
that I couldn't tell you. I can't.
I believe Bill Hines with the Corvette.
Bill Hines with the Corvette. No, it wasn't Bill. It was a Chicano that did it though.
Yeah,
remember?
right, yeah.
It was a Chicano that built a Corvette, and he did it with the aircraft stuff, you know. And then this cat goes, well, there you go, aircrafts. I mean, where do you think they got the technology? I go, bro, yeah, he probably seen the technology and grabbed it and used it for what we wanted to use it. I go, I get it. It could be. And the guy kept arguing, like not arguing, but talking with. He's like trying to give me that. Oh no, but they started it. They're the ones that started it. I think they started it. Give me another water. You dehydrating over there. Yeah. Got you, man. So you know, I don't know where. I'm not trying to put names out there, but where I'm trying to get at is that they're saying that we didn't start lowriding. That's not. It's not that it started somewhere else. That to me sounds kind of like far fetched, man.
Yeah, I got no knowledge on that at all.
Well, yeah,
I'll probably get some grief for this.
Right.
I got no knowledge, and
to
be honest with you, I'm not too interested in when it comes to who started it or what
really?
Culture.
Would you want to know though?
Not really.
Really?
You know,
I do.
To me,
he lives in the today.
Exactly. I'm today. I'm now.
Right.
Not just that. You know, my culture, like my shop.
Yeah.
Got a Guamanian. Got a Middle Eastern.
Right.
Got a Mexican.
Right.
You know, one of my best friends that passed away was black.
Right, right.
We're all mixed up. So to me,
like the Little Rascals and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
the misfits.
The misfit Little Rascals and shit right there.
We're a wide group of people.
Right.
To where that's the good thing about lowriding.
Right. It's mixed.
We're all together. You know, construction worker.
Right.
You know, mechanic. You know.
All different ages.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No. And that's what lowriding's always brought. It's brought to this day, and you know, even back in the early 80s, 90s, when lowrider was getting bigger and bigger, and Albert took it to that next level, I think, where it kind of just blew up worldwide, you know, where now it's just a mix of people. I was in Hawaii, and I've never seen so many lowriders out there. I didn't think there was that many lowriders, but there was a lot of bombs out there, Impalas, and I mean, it's a mixture of people out there for sure.
It's lowriding is worldwide,
right?
You know, but yeah, that's so like.
To me, it's important. I'm more of a historian than anything. You know, I've always seen where everything came from. That's when I created the magazine. I studied a lot of magazines, studied a lot of people, and I get it. I mean, I hate when people trying to discredit us. That's why I kind of like get kind of defensive sometimes, I think.
I understand that.
But I mean, I no, it's for everybody. Lowriding's for everybody. I would never take it away from anybody. That'd be selfish of us trying to do something like that. I would never do that. But, don't come at us sideways like that, That to me was kind of like, But, I mean, as far as even lowriding, I mean, hydraulics, when it started, who started it? I mean, who knows?
I had always, one thing I'd heard was San Jose had started it. I don't know who, what, when, where, why.
Right.
Everybody has their own little story of what happened.
Well, like I always said, everybody has their story. Everybody has their beginning. Everybody does. Because even when I was running around, even with Polly, we'd go different places and oh, man, you got to come to Santa Maria. That's where lowriding started. Or no, you come over here, come to Oxnard. That's where lowriding really started. And oh, L.A., no sound. But it's to me, it started wherever it started for you. Wherever you first saw it, I think that to me is where it all began. Because it's, who knows, man. Like I've told the guys, I have pictures from 1956 with homeboys in a fucking bomb just laid out, man. And it has a stamp on the back from 1956 because when they used to develop them, they used to put the date and everything on them. So 1956, and I'm like, wow, okay, and it's a 1950 coupe all laid out. So I'm like, wow, that's what's cool. But, well, let's just take car hopping to another level. That's what we need to do then. Let's do the today thing then.
Like I said,
Let's do the today thing. Let's do the today thing. Get it going, man. But
we'll go ahead. We'll have our conversations. I'll get you in contact with a couple people of the other shops.
Right.
And we'll all just see what we can come up with for rules and make it worth it.
Develop it for next season and
right, and go from there. And then, like I said, I'll try to reach out to some of the promoters that are having car hops. I'm not. Like I said, I don't know too many there are though.
Like I said, I wouldn't worry too much about promoters and shows, but hit up the shops. Support the shops that you want to come. Right. Support them on their little endeavor, their little show. Right. They got like I said, there's LA has Massacre, Arizona has they call it the After Hop, Frank's After Hop. Right. Torres Empire has his couple shows. He has one in Vegas and I think one in Texas. But
right. He does the car hopping, Torres. Yeah. Sam Torres. Yeah, he gets down. He does his thing,
and he's out there. It's one thing. He's out there at the shows that whether they're his or not. Right. On his live, happy for everybody.
No. That guy, I've always supported him. He's came out here and supported us as well, and he doesn't have to do it. He puts out money, bro, and he doesn't have to do it. That guy could live very comfortable, man, and without any of this. But that's one of the promoters. I think he's very solid, man. He's a solid person, and he's shown nothing but love to a lot of people, man.
Oh, he's a good dude.
He's a cool character. He's a character, man, but he's cool. Yeah, he like your cooking channels, bro. They're pretty dope, man. Fucking make me hungry every time I see him. But that guy's dope, man. And maybe that's probably somebody I need to talk to, Sam, and see.
Talk with Sam. Talk with Big John out in L.A. Talk with Frank. Those are just the two that keep popping in my head. Okay.
That are really solid into doing their thing.
They're solid in the hop game, and they got a good background and a good show. Okay,
good following.
Good following. So you talk to them, support their shows, and I'm sure they'll return the love on it.
Right on. Yeah. So Frank's the one you do it in March, huh?
Yeah, he has February or March. He has one in Arizona, and then he just had one in Vegas during the show out there.
Right.
I don't even know what show was.
The Lowrider show?
I really don't know. I showed up for the After Hops.
The logo show? No, just like I call it the logo show.
And that's just it. A lot of people flock to Vegas for the show. We didn't even go to the show. We went down straight to hopping. Right. Didn't even go to the show at all. Hit the strip with my kid and.
Well, I heard that they put out $100,000 for the show.
I got no idea. I can't tell you even where it was.
Really? Yeah. Some chick was putting it out there. Some lady was putting it out there that they give out. They were giving out 100. They didn't give out 100. They only give out like 35. They're all pissed off. And
they're one of the people that don't. As far as I know, don't support the hoppers, so we don't support them. Yeah. You see that? And that's what's crazy, bro. That happened when it all just rumbled, man. That's why I was like, I had talked to my cousin Art the other day, and that to me was like, that's why I had some kind of anger issues toward
Albert and them, at the time. I was young. I didn't, I was like that young generation that just, what the fuck? They just sold our culture, man. It just started tumbling from there. Just started crumbling, going down. And I think he sold, he sold the culture. That's what he did. He sold an actual part of what could be. And with the Hall of Fame and all that stuff, it kind of just disappeared. And now everybody's trying to bring it back, trying to give this whole, identity again. But, I don't know. It's crazy.
Alberto did a lot, though, for the culture,
Alberto? No, he did. I mean, I used to buy half their stuff they used to put out, like Aslan University hats, all that. That shit was cool, man. That was some cool stuff that he did. Yeah. And then it just kind of, he had some problems with it.
Yeah. Once it went corporate, that's when it all changed.
Right. And you can't hate it. You can't. In the beginning, I used to hate that, but you can't hate when it goes corporate. No, you can't. You can't hate progress, man. You just, it goes with the flow, and you get to a certain age too, right? That you just want to you want to pass the torch down, and hopefully continue to develop and get better as it goes on. That's why, to me, it was really important to get you guys in here to talk about car hopping, man, because.
Well, we appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys for coming, man, for sure. But like I said, I want to make sure that we could create something solid.
Yeah.
And if nobody else wants to do it, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm going to try to do it, Much as I try to do, I do 3 shows out here. If I have to do one, I'm going to do one in Los Angeles. I did it before, and we always had, it was always good. We had a lot of support. A lot of people out there loved who we were. And I think, the young generation lost who we are, because there's some people out there don't know who we are, but the ones that I think are true lowriders know who we are. They know exactly who we are, because I was in everybody's throat out there, everywhere, bro. I was shit everywhere, man.
I mean, go out there, show your support. You're big on supporting, and that's good.
Right.
And it might not even be you having to throw a show the first year or two.
Right.
Piggyback or show some support to somebody who's already out there.
Right.
A shop, not necessarily a promoter.
Right.
And just see where it gets from there, and maybe you guys piggyback to a bigger venue. You get the show side and don't even have to worry about the hoppers.
Right.
You get one of the shops out there that can take care of the hop, they'll take care of the money. That's their whole deal. You just get the show and the show cars. You know what I mean?
That was a good deal too. To get them to promote themselves.
You give them a space to have their hop.
Right.
You're not involved in any of the prize money. You're not involved in any of that, so it's nothing out of your pocket.
Right.
It gives them a place to hop, and it gives you a show for the crowd.
Right.
You get to document it and photography.
Well, should I try to do that here? Nobody does it. Try to talk to these shops out here, like, come on, man. But I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll definitely see. Like I said, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure. I mean, as far as my part in my shows, I'm gonna always support and make sure, that everybody gets a fair chance to hop and feel not cheated or feel like there's.
For our end, we'll do what we can to come out. I know for us as a shop, haven't been around too much to the Streetlow shows lately. Right, I know Junior with the Red Monte Carlo has gone the last few years to the San Jose show.
Right.
This year, obviously, especially for Paulie, we wanted to be out there. Right. All our cars are down.
Right.
All of them are broken right now.
Oh shit.
And it sucks. And,
right.
As much as we would love to work on our cars, we're trying to get our customers there.
Right.
And amongst with traveling to other places, sometimes it's hard to get to stay local sometimes.
Right.
We still got to give some family time.
Well, I mean, I think getting all the like King of the Street, whoever's involved with King of the Streets, was there involved with like Frank, all them guys, Sam, all them. I think we should all get together and figure out, try to get corporate sponsors and corporate things to create a whole totally different venue somewhere just to do this, man.
I'm sure they'll be behind you.
Yeah.
The crew that's running the King of the Streets out here, I know them personally. Great people. I'll give you their info.
Right here in San Jose?
They're in San Jose?
Who are you talking about?
Bill.
Bill. Okay.
Bill. I know South Bay Visions is involved with that.
Joseph. Chingon for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think those are the guys that started King of the Streets
yeah.
back in want to say 97, because 97 when I started the magazine, and I was following everything that was going on, and they were doing the hops like at the fucking parking lot. They were
California wheels.
They were fighting and fucking. Yeah, it was crazy, man. But then everybody else started adapting to that name, because people say, "Oh, it came from out down south." That Young Hog started. I go, no, that it's. I could go back to my books. That's a good thing. I could go back into my books and let you know when it started, how it started, or who was doing it. Because
I think you're right on that one too. Because the history lesson I was given on that was Alan, Little Rick, Bill were all involved in doing the first King of the Streets out here,
right.
And it ran from there. And somehow Young Hog got involved with it, and it went from
but even King of the Streets started a long time ago, bro. Even before then, bro. Like King of the Streets, I remember, shit, when I was 16, 17, they were doing it.
Oh yeah.
So that was, they just brought it back, which I understood they brought it back. I mean, Boulevard Nights, right? Talking about Boulevard Nights?
No, King of the Streets.
Oh, King of the Streets, that's right. I want to talk about Boulevard Nights. I don't know what the hell. Yeah. Where did I go with that shit? But Boulevard Nights, but no, King of the Streets, they did do it. They did do it. That's why they were involved. They did put it together. They put flyers together. They were getting everybody, pumped up and hyped up. To me, because I've heard other people, oh man, it started up here. I go, no, bro, it just started in San Jose.
Yeah, the first one I believe was San Jose.
Yep.
And that was Bill, Alan, Rick.
Yeah.
All had their hand in it.
Yep.
And it's a good event.
Right.
Last year was the first year back.
Right. It was good.
It was a great day.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. No, I mean, the setup was beautiful, man. I took my hat out to them, because it was classy. It was off the hook, man. They did a good job.
What was good about it, that they had the show cars out there.
Yeah.
They were street, some radical.
Right.
They were on display, but the focus was on the
car hop. Yeah, it wasn't a car show.
Right.
It was a car show and shine.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give out trophies to the cars. They gave out trophies only to the hop.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the car hop for the kids, which is, they figured that out there. And I was like, oh, shit, that's something,
That's a good thing. And with the kids hop,
yeah,
you can't do a first, second place for kids hop. You can't discourage the kids like that, because there's some kids like little JoJo. He hops a town car that him and his dad and his crew built. Does 45, I think, right now.
Right.
But we put my daughter on one of our cars. Doesn't matter what car, Bloodbath does 60.
Right.
They're both kids. They're both doing their thing.
Now you got to give them all something.
So to me, with the kids hop, breaking it the way they have, evenly, that's the way to do it. First and second place.
Nobody gets discouraged.
No. That's why I kept my hands out of that one. I'm like, yeah, you guys do however you guys going to do it. But yeah, no, I'm definitely going to do it for the next show and the next show. I mean, they hit, I got to give them credit for doing it.
I think all in all, from off the top of my head, there's 5 youngsters under 16 right now. I know there's Isaac, I think, from Inspirations. Okay. There's the bomb hopper, what's his name? John? No. Fajitos. Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy from Fajitos with the bomb hopper. There's JoJo, my daughter, and then Little Mini C. There's already a Little C, Mini C.
Right.
He's out there, hops his grandpa's El Camino.
That's what's up.
And it's good seeing the kids out there having a good time. Some of them.
We're going to see if this pushes out to down south, man.
We'll see, because I know little Jimmy at King of the Streets took his shirt off, was having the time of his life. And,
right.
Well, down south, they got some kid hoppers, but they have not come up with a kids hopping class. This was the first time I seen it.
Right. Well, but like you say, I think just putting out 1,000, just, if it's 3 of them, divide it between 3. If it's 5 of them, you divide it into 5. If there's 10 of them, then each one of them gets something. But at least something, they walk away with something.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool,
It gets them involved. They're out there trying to have a good time, A lot of times it's the dads just bonding with the kids or parents bonding with the kids.
Right.
It was a good feeling. I know, speaking for myself, seeing my daughter do it. Right. I know I've helped my friend Mikey. I helped his son, and it was cool for him to see his son involved with the cars for a little bit. Now it's obviously as parents, we're more wanting our kids to ride around with us.
Right.
I know Mike loves it when his son he calls his purple car. Rides around in a purple car, picks him up from school.
Purple car.
Best thing,
what's up. Oh, yeah.
And like I said, for me as a dad, I know seeing my daughter love this, not just fucking for the money, like my other daughter, unfortunately. You know, she'll come around, hopefully.
Right.
You know, I didn't always like this, unfortunately.
Right.
I wasn't fully involved as a kid.
Right.
You know, my dad looked out for my health, and I was looking from a back window while my dad's in the backyard shop.
Right.
I always kept them away from the fumes and flash burn
you know,
and stuff like that.
right.
13, 14, I started helping out a little more, and it was a love-hate thing, and it's a blessing and a curse, this car stuff.
Right.
And you know, but it is cool to see our kids getting involved, my kids getting involved. You know,
But my granddaughter loves it, and even when she's gone down south, she cruises around with Kay from the door.
Oh no, it's growing up as a kid, man. It has to be something it's a lovable thing, man. There's nothing to hate about lowriding, man. Especially if your dad's doing it, your grandfather has done it. You know, it's kind of like a traditional thing, man. And right now I've seen more women involved in lowriding.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was cruising last year at Cinco de Mayo, and man, I seen so many women driving cars, man, like a ton of them
That are theirs.
It wasn't one or two cars. I'm talking about. I kept just cars just driving by, man. Nice cars, Impalas, bombs, you know. Huh? What did you say? Divorce her? Or divorced women? We had divorced women who were out there, you know. But yeah, no, there's a little bit of everything out there. No, but there's a lot of young girls, or their dad's car, or their grandfather's car. I mean, it's.
My wife got her own car. She got a 48 convertible.
I know, I've seen that. Yeah, I like a 37 too. That shit's badass.
Thank you.
Nice cars, man. When are you gonna graduate?
Nah,
No.
I haven't finished my first car.
Shit. That's what we call it. When you get a bomb, it's when you graduate, man. That's the time just to chill and cruise.
I'm not old enough for that yet. Not
yet.
that many white hairs yet. I'm still building the 62 he had when he was young.
Oh shit! Nice.
You know, I started it when I was 18 and not done yet.
Damn. 62
Close.
was it
It's
62
close.
hardtop or what?
62
Yes,
hard top.
62 hard top.
Nice.
All the body work's done now. Full frame done. It's one of those things that's gonna be
Nice solid hopper.
It's gonna be abused.
Oh shit! Okay.
You know, I don't want to say the word hopper no more.
Right.
I used to think I wanted to be a 100-inch hopper on my own car, and luckily, Mikey from Hop Shop and my brother Mikey with Hop Shop with us, big little Mikey, they talked me out of it. You know, their whole thing was they got street cruisers. They could hop. They could work.
Right.
The cars work on the bumper.
Right.
But they're like, why do you want a trailer car?
Right.
You know, get in the car that you can enjoy. Cruise from one place to another. Not, oh man, cops came, loaded up on the trailer.
Right.
You know, so now I do see the joy in the 50-inch cars, the 60-inch cars.
Right.
You know, the cars that we could actually enjoy.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
have a beautiful street car that hits the bumper.
Right.
You got Bill out here in San Jose. You got Lucky here in San Jose. You got Mikey.
Right.
The
When I see them, they're badass. They're nice and solid when they're hitting. They're solid cars.
the 6.4, the green 6.4 that we hopped, does 120. It's cool, you know, when it comes time to out of town.
Right.
But local, I don't want to drag that bucket anywhere right now, man.
Right.
You know, I want to get in the car with Mikey and go cruise and drop the top and music going.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and it's one of those things. It makes it fun when you can enjoy it.
Right.
You know.
Oh yeah. No, that's part of life. Living it, man. Living that type of lifestyle, man. To have a nice car, solid, clean, not a bucket. They can hit switches and enjoy yourself with, man. And then one day you'll get yourself a nice bomb, and
Not gonna happen.
that's your bomb right there in the back.
Not gonna happen.
See that?
Yeah.
Right behind you.
Behind you. Yeah. Not gonna happen for me. No bomb in my future.
37. Yeah, no bomb.
No bomb in my future.
So I grew up driving bombs, bro. I love bombs, but I also have my 62.
I can't even drive 3 on the tree.
Really?
I don't know nothing about that.
What?
None about
Oh man, that's fun. Oh my god. So, I just want an automatic, just push button and no keys, just push the button.
People are surprised when they see my wife shifting gears.
15 gears.
Yeah, 3 on the tree.
Yeah, those are nice cars. You got them at a good price at the time, right?
Oh yeah.
Now they're just crazy expensive, man.
Luckily, pricing's coming down a little bit on the pricing.
A lot.
I haven't seen it.
Well, you know, it's like real estate, bro. Real estate goes down and then shoots up, and then it goes down a little bit, and it keeps shooting up. It's like stocks, But I've seen the prices on the cars go down, but the buckets, like the basket cases, like anything that's clean, and I mean, it basically, like, you could ask anything for your car, in reality, because it's turnkey cars. It's not like you have 1,000 of them made, or I'm going to go to the dealership and pick myself up a nice 37 or 48, 47 convertible, or 50 convertible. It's not going to happen. People are going to pay for what they want, and they're considered custom cars now. It's a custom car. It's custom made for you, compared to the newer cars nowadays. But all right on. Well, you guys want to add anything else before we see a
I think we covered a good ground of things. And like I said, we'll get the conversation going with you on rules and stuff that works for both promoter and competitors as a whole.
Right on.
Ultimately, it's for the love of the sport to see it grow.
Right on, man. Well, thank you guys again, and thank you guys for helping me out with the hop and San Jose. And
well, we appreciate your concern, to help build and better the sport.
You wanting to see why people coming to my show to hop, that's a good thing. Right. You're interested in wondering why nobody's coming, or the hopper from the out of town areas are coming. Right. That's good.
I just want to know why nobody invites me anywhere no more. Fuck, everybody hates me, or what the hell? What's going on in this world? And I'm doing this a lot for Paulie as well, man, because Paulie was a big part of my life too. Yeah. And this is something he wanted to see grow too. And we kept talking about it. But, as long as, I'm alive, I'll continue to push his name around and, hold him around, man. This guy's always with me. So, because you represented Streetlow to the fullest, and very, very loyal, man. And loyalty is very hard to find because it always has a price. People don't think it does, but it does. Loyalty has a price. But for those that don't think that has a price, they're hard to find, man, because at the end of the day, bro, it ain't about money. It's about having fun with your family, taking your family out, sharing things with your family, because those are memories you're doing, brother. You're doing a lot of memories with your daughter. She's growing up. She's going to see everything. When you get to the point where you're at that age, she's going to be like, Daddy showed me this. And, I learned things from Grandpa and Daddy. And, that's the beautiful thing about what you're doing right now with your kids, man. And to encourage other people to do the same thing, because, there's dads out there that probably can't afford it, but wish they could do it. But good thing is you're a living you're a living person, and you're blessed, of course, to be around it, bro.
I love that she wants to be around it. It does suck. I'm gone from my house minimum 12 hours a day.
Right.
I leave. I'm a 2-hour drive in. I work, from 6 hours, give or take, 6 to 8 hours. Right. And then it's a 2-hour drive home. By the time when I leave, I drop them off at school in the morning. Right. And I come home and they're in bed. Wow. So I really don't get too much family time.
But you get to take them to school.
I get to take them to school. That's
what I do. I take my daughter to school.
It's a good drive in. It's taking them to school. It's fun. I like it. But I do wish I could be there more, and that's where some things even.
And what's their best ride in to school?
One of them likes my daughter likes his El Camino.
Okay.
So he takes it home sometimes to give him a ride to school.
There you go. But you see, those are memories, bro. Like, those are, you got to enjoy them as much as you can because they're young. Once you get to a certain age, it's kind of like you become property of another sack of beans, right? Yeah, you're my bean for a while, but then you become, and I think that's very important for what you're doing. I think it's very important for other people, and I've seen that throughout my years of publishing, bro. I've seen that go up and down, where I see a lot of people at one time, then boom, they disappear, and then I see them years later, they come back. They're like, oh man, I was gone because I was taking care of my family. I had to get rid of my car, but I'm back in. I bought another car, and it's like that, bro. But I'm gonna tell you. Lowriding's good, and it's always going to be here, but family's not. So you got to take care of your family and always be there for your family. Show them everything you can, and if they enjoy what you do, that's a blessing. Like you said, that's a blessing because not a lot of kids.
You're going to have me close up shop, man.
Huh?
You said you're gonna have me close up shop to spend time with family.
Oh shit, there you go.
know?
Well, sometimes you have to though, bro. Why do you think I slowed down in the magazine?
When San Diego came up, divorce talk started happening.
Oh
so,
shit! No, but you can't listen to your
You
wife.
know?
You can't listen to your wife's toxic. Sometimes they're toxic. They can't
know?
be. They got to support you, man. The wife has to support you. Sometimes they get toxic, but they also have to support you and understand you're not out there drinking and doing drugs. That's you know what I'm saying.
Conversation I have when it comes to this car stuff with people on. Oh, you spend too much time with the car stuff, which I do. I spend
Right.
a lot of time.
Right.
When somebody goes to the gym and they're playing basketball and they're going to the gym, they're going to workouts, they're doing everything they can to try to make it, you know, or love the sport. Oh man, he's grinding, he's doing
Right.
good.
Right.
You know, baseball players, anything.
Right.
But when it comes to cars, we spend time in the garage or at the shop
Same thing.
working.
Same thing.
To me, it's the same thing. To some people, it's just a hobby.
Oh no,
You know, they
no,
don't
you're
understand.
you're perfecting something. But the thing I put up to my wife is like, I fucking go fucking sell all my shit and buy crack, start getting drugs, start selling everything, and get heavily into drugs. I'm not into that. I'm into cars. This is what I love to do. I'd rather spend my money on cars, spend my money with that. But at the same time, you know, you definitely have to spend time with your family. But there's always going to be the opposite person. That's your other part, your other half. That's always going to have that negativity. But they got to support you. I mean, I'm pretty sure she supports you.
Yeah,
You know?
she's put up with a lot throughout the year.
Right,
But let me
right,
tell
right,
you, man,
right. So they got to continue, man. You got to
it's come with
continue.
some grief.
Yeah,
It's
no,
come with a lot of grief.
Yeah, no, they got to continue, and it just gets better, man. It just, you know, it gets better. That's all I can tell you. But you know, that's why I slowed down on a lot of stuff, man. My father got sick, passed away, and he told me, man, you got to spend time with your family, and that's what I'm doing. I spent a lot of time. And people are like, oh man, you're not out there doing your thing anymore, you know, because time is not money no more. Time is more valuable than money, believe it or not. I mean, that's all we live now is just in time, you know.
Every day that goes by is closer to the end.
Right. And in the beginning, it's like when we were young, you know, I've said this before, when you're young, you got all the time in the world. Shit, you can do, you don't care about shit. I'm going to sit there and play PlayStation and smoke. I'm going to chill, drink. Nah, man, when you get to our age, that's it, man. You right now, we're trying to use time as wisely as we can. Spend as much time with the family. So I'm trying to take my kids out places to see the world, man, if I can, because, you know, it comes and goes. But when they're young, man, enjoy them as much as you can, man.
I'm trying.
Right
Got 3 little girls, and I'm trying.
He does a great job.
Right on. Any boys coming up? Or
Hell no.
that's it? 3 girls?
I got snipped. I'm done.
That's it. 3 girls. You're like my brother has girls too, man.
Well,
You
3,
guys
and I was done. I wasn't trying to have no future accidents. No,
Right.
nothing. I was done. And so I got 3 girls. I got Gabby, Natalie, and Serenity.
That's
That's
what's
all
up.
I got.
That's what's
That's
up.
all it's ever going to be of me.
And they're
Right,
handful.
well, that's cool. There you go. Right on. Well, like I said, thank you guys again for coming, man. It was a pleasure talking to you guys, man. And hope we develop something bigger from this, you know, and hopefully anybody out there that wants to be part of this or knows something, sponsorship, get something rolling with us, you know, hit us up on our DM or, you know, or if you need your car done or anything, hit up Hop Shop. They're in Hayward.
Hayward, California.
Got an Instagram or
Don't come to us if you got a deadline, because I'll tell you, I'm behind.
there you go. You heard about that. Do you want to build something with time? I mean, you got them. I mean, you have an Instagram you want to put out there for.
Just Hop Shop HWD. That's the shop page. If you send a message and I reply, or if I don't reply, send another one. Got a lot of people that do DM. Got a lot of people who text, call. I do forget. I'm human. Don't feel like you're bugging. Double back and double back again after that. It happens, bro. We got a lot of stuff that goes on at the shop.
Right on. That's it, man. Oh yeah. Well, there we go, man. Thank you guys once again.
Thank you, Gilbert.
You know, like I said, if anybody wants to call him, hook up with him, you know, just, you know, on a timely basis, because he's not pushing shit out right now. Right on.
Just keeping it real.
Right on. And also, man, I haven't even plugged this in, huh? We got the new calendar, 2025. There's actually 2 covers to the calendar. If you guys, anybody wants it, hit us up on our website, www.streetlowmagazine.com. Thank you once again, and keep low riding.
trending right now. 64 gives Jesus a high five. Hashtag on IG.